dude should not be inquiring to Dwight Howard's ex if she's seen him sleep with a bunch of men.
And I think it's based. I think it's based off how you portray yourself.
Name a popular.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. Dwight Howard has seemingly responded after his ex-girlfriend Royce discussed their past on Cam Newton's Funky Friday podcast. Howard and Reed, who share son Braylon together, dated on and off for years in the early 2000s and were previously entangled in messy headlines and legal battles. During Monday's installment of Cam Newton's show, titled The Dark Side of Dwight Howard, Reed divulged alleged intimate details about Howard's sexual history, among other things. The interview touched on subjects in a way that is rarely done in an interview format in the sports world. Cam Newton responded to criticism from former Knicks guard J.R. Smith, who called the interview hella corny.
There's a lot of niggas that ain't messy.
I think it's based. I think
that's a cop out to say all athletes are messy.
I'm not saying all. I'm saying a lot of people. Fuck just athletes. People, period, are messy. They chit chatter. They give information back and forth.
I think all humans are messy to some degree. Right. You know what I mean? So, but making content out of the mess is.
Cam Newton should not be inquiring to Dwight Howard's ex if she's seen him sleep with a bunch of men.
And I think it's based. I think it's based off how you portray yourself.
Name a popular broadcaster or anybody just in media at this point who isn't messy and who doesn't look to benefit.
Some niggas,
just name one. But in sports, in hip hop, and whatever,
most of the sports dudes are not messy. The Kelsey brothers are not messy. Ryan Clark would never do that. Them pivot dudes would never do that. Who else? Micah Parsons wouldn't do it on his pod. Carmelo would never touch it on his pod. Like most of the sports podcasts, they wouldn't do that. Retired or not retired, they just wouldn't broach that. If that's Cam style, it's Cam style. Listen, J.R. Smith said something to him. Yeah. J.R. Smith said, "Yo, that shit is corny." Cam replied with, "I ain't hard to find. See me and tell me about it." See, I don't even like that reply.
Or
like I'm telling you now. I don't have to see you face to face to tell you what I think. I can type it and send it to you. I may not want to have no conversation with you, especially if you just type a message, like it's Bush League. Especially J.R. Smith, who has rebranded and kind of gotten away from his reputation as Mr. Hennessy and Mr. Make the Wrong Decision. Like, he's kind of out of it. If J.R. Smith is telling you something is messy, who else? How many more people are there to listen to when it comes to that?
All right. Well, I agree with you.
I'm concerned with it at all.
I do agree.
Well, Cam don't care, and it's not even like that's a big enough interview for him to take that route. Like, this is not like an interview that's about to get 20, 30 million views, so the message is said. It ain't like Cat Williams being messy and Shannon Sharp sitting there.
It might not, but we're talking about it on this huge platform, and everybody's talking about it.
And what other reason would you interview her?
No, we talked about, I don't know if it was I don't remember what iteration this podcast is what, but we talked about Dwight Howard ages ago when it first came out, the case came out that I don't want to repeat it, but that's when we talked about that. And every time he came out and denied it, I talked about it. So it's like, this ain't a new topic for me.
The newness is the fact that she is loquacious and talkative now, whereas she never used to be. She could not talk about him. So something's different. Like, where she is not going to face any kind of legal ramifications for speaking. Something's definitely different because she's making the fucking rounds.
Man, go find new shit to talk about. Don't talk about me. And not me, but if he likes and sleeps with men, that's his thing. Who cares?
There should be a code amongst
human beings.
Human beings and ex-athletes. If you was an athlete, you should understand that
there should be
some sort of code and discernment when approaching a situation like that. So Cam, it makes you think, you don't like Dwight, or Dwight is just a person the niggas can just pick on. Well, I wouldn't expect that from Cam.
There should be code. There should be codes within every field.
I agree.
Right? Like the same shit you said about athletes. I think singers have a code. Rappers have a code.
For sure.
Producers, engineers have a code.
For sure.
Like, there should be codes to some of this shit.
And even outside of the industry, like, doing that shit is messy and corny.
Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it from Cam. I don't.
Like, I can see if maybe she does have other shit going on, but why else are you sitting with her other than to be messy?
I don't like it either, but I do think at this point he decided, listen, I'm trying to get ratings, and might be the way that I'm going to go about it. I don't agree with how he's doing it, but at this point, I have her up here. There's nothing else to really talk to her about anything outside of Dwight. And
so then you was messy on the invite.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah. Like
the inception of the interview is.
I think he stood tall. I think he's standing tall, and that's what I'm going to do at this point in media. I'm going to go ahead and deliver the mess, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to listen to it and who want to see it. Sad to say, I'm not for it, but I can't be mad.
That's the part I don't know about. And I think that presumption is why so many people sign up for the messy shit. Like, it's just presumed that if we provide enough mess, we'll get views because people want to care about mess. I don't know how many people is tuning in to see Dwight Howard's ex do that. She's not really identifiable or recognizable, really. She didn't tell the story with any pizzazz. He seemed like he was pulling it out of her. I just don't. We'll see. I'm open to being wrong, but I don't think he's breaking the YouTube charts with that one.
I don't either.
I think the internet is telling people, no matter whether you're famous or not, people just want to be involved or be in the know of the mess, no matter who it comes from, no matter who's attached. It can be two strangers that you've never met in life, and you still want to know what's going on with their mess. People are entertained by the fucking mess at any scale. The biggest of stars to the lowest of stars. And he's going to provide the mess, and it does get gravitate.
The hood overrates loyalty.
What you mean?
It's my favorite Royce line. I'm like royalty around y'all. Down the fall with niggas I feel are as loyal as me, which is probably why loyalty is my downfall. I love that line. Number one, a lot of these niggas ain't the greatest. Why want them next to me all the time or attaching themselves to me? Some of them people don't know how to fucking rock with what I got going on, my vision, some of you niggas we just knew since we was 9.
Okay.
And it's a long time and went to high school together. You was there for that one fight I had as a freshman when they was picking on me. And now we adults. You 39. Talking about, that's my man, I'm loyal. No, nigga, get away from me.
Yeah. Length of time.
I don't, nah.
But I still feel duty to them. I just don't kick it with them all the time. Like if in that case, if I got jumped in 9th grade and you was there, then I'm always gonna be there for you. Don't mean I'm always gonna invite you to every event.
True.
It don't mean I'm always gonna give you money every time you ask for
Exactly.
it. But I feel like I owe you something. I always feel like I'm gonna stay committed to you a little bit.
What you just described is not how they speak about loyalty when they talk about it.
That's fair.
Because that's on the flip side. What you just said is on the flip side of my argument, which is, hey, if I feel at any point that I want to pick up and exit whatever the fuck this is that we got going on, I want to reserve the right to do so.
That's real. That's real. I just never. I guess I'm saying I'm in the middle. Like I don't completely abandon the person, and I also don't feel like I gotta
use discernment when dealing with them.
Yeah, but I'm not tied to you forever because you change and you grow, and just because
we all listen. Everybody grows. We all grow at the end of the day.
No, we don't.
They don't.
No,
they don't. No, they don't.
No, everyone grow, meaning internally. Even if you're loyal to somebody, you fuck with them. If you see them doing some bullshit, you can still be loyal to them, but take a step back. Your loyalty can mean that I'm gonna make sure I remind you the shit you're doing is stupid. Your loyalty can mean that if your child is in need, because I have a relationship with you, even if I'm not talking to you, I'm gonna make sure I help them. Loyalty and being a friend is so many.
That's what I'm saying. It's in the middle. That's what I'm saying.
You wanna act like you some type of get out of here.
No, I think that we just get on podcast mics and present a certain way, but life on life terms happens for everybody. So that loyalty that you talking about to somebody else could sound like I'm 900,000 in the hole because I keep having to pay for somebody's attorney fees, right? And then it's not going to be, if they need something, no, it comes with a little more thought.
So then when you stop
human behavior, and life and the universe, when it's greater than us, comes with scenarios and variables where it's going to require a little more thought than us saying, that's my man, and if you need it, I'm here for you.
And a lot of times people have a very different idea or concept as to what loyalty actually is.
For sure.
You know, and that's where you end up in kind of like a mess with people. It's because their concept of what loyalty is like, you're like, that's not my concept.
You do whatever I need you to do.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's not loyalty.
Right. And the moment you say no,
that's why
then you're not loyal.
You're not loyal. I paid people's rent for literally years at a time, and then at some point I've had to say, like, I can't anymore. You got to do something different.
The loyalty could turn into enabling in the blink of an eye. You be none the wiser.
Yep.
Okay. I think no. Because look,